And now we join Judge Lynn and Dr. Juanita Bynum as they discuss just what went wrong in Dr. Bynum's marriage.
This is divorce court, and typically when we deal with cases in the divorce court, I'm going to be very honest, we shy away from the issues of domestic violence. Right. And we do so in part at my insistence because it is such a complex, multifaceted, complicated matter that I don't think you can do it justice in a 30-minute TV show. That's just how I feel about it. So I don't like to give it short shrift or make it seem like it's not important. When I read about your story, and the first thing you said was, I felt like I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want to look stupid. And I thought that was such a heartfelt and honest response. How difficult was it, and how did you make peace with the public nature of it, you know, now that you've been in magazines and everywhere? How did you do that?
Well, Judge, I think that when I made the statement about I did not want to look stupid, and I think it was because so many times, and what I'm about to say is probably going to be a little bit of a shocker, but you're trained in the traditional sense of religion to be the person that is always fine. I didn't want to look stupid because I think at that point, Judge, I found myself trying to live up to that, you know, that, you know, I don't want to tell anybody, I don't want anybody to know, and I'm just going to work it out. And I think that there are things that happen in a marriage that is very private. However, I wasn't responsible for it hitting the media. When I looked up one day, 2 days later, it was. I grabbed a hold to both sides of my seat and buckled my seatbelt, and I felt at that point I had a responsibility to my following to say, okay, now that it's here, let us deal with it. At that moment, the shame left, the embarrassment left, and I began to see myself as an individual who was given an awesome opportunity to not only talk about it, but for people to watch me go through the healing process. Right.
And I thought that was so compelling because I think that that sense of shame and not wanting to tell anyone is very deep and very personal, and it transcends socioeconomic levels. And to speak to that is necessary so they can feel a little bit more empowered by that. But I want to go backwards a little bit. Things don't happen out of nowhere. Did you see signs of trouble? And if so, did you do something about them, or did you feel because you are who you are, you didn't go to therapy or counseling or someone else to assist you with whatever difficulties may have arisen?
No, I saw those signs. I left several times. About 3 years ago, I filed for a divorce. I was just trying to make it work because I don't like losing relationships. And I believe I got to a point where I just stopped really talking about what I really felt. So all of this just kept getting swept under the rug, swept under the rug. So you begin to adapt to a very wrong and a very unhealthy marriage.
If I keep making this compromise, it'll be okay.
Absolutely.
One compromise after another leads to another.